Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So obviously, yeah, the market is still sitting around like the pullback stage. And the funny thing is that I don't even look at the pricing anymore in crypto. I more so look at one thing, and that is, of course, the global crypto market cap. We're sitting at about $1 trillion, and even at the all-time high, sitting at about $3 trillion is extremely undervalued for what crypto actually is. We look at Apple, right? Apple hit a $3 trillion valuation at the all-time highs, and it's just funny that like we're looking at crypto, and the entire crypto market cap is sitting at about $1 trillion. It's laughable to say the least. And even if we look at XRP sitting at about $18 billion, when we know XRP is a fundamental piece of the future financial system, it's laughable, right? You look at these prices, and it's just like, I can't believe that we have the opportunity, ahead of us to buy these assets at these prices. It's just insane to me. And also, it's funny, right? When you look at Ethereum and you also look at XRP, like XRP is sitting at almost $18 billion, and you look at Ethereum at $193 billion in market cap. It's crazy that if there was no SEC lawsuit, we would most likely be around this valuation for market cap. It's funny to me that a lot of people will continue to, down talk XRP, but, fully support Ethereum. If you are in the XRP community, you know that Ethereum is probably one of the most centralized networks out there. We've actually talked about this and addressed it. And I also do think that the proof of stake move on Ethereum is actually going to be the downfall of Ethereum itself. Because again, I think that that is going to be the spotlight that gets shined on the centralization of Ethereum. But of course, that is my opinion. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. But today we actually have a bombshell of a video from BBC nonetheless. We actually do see here, surprised the BBC even allowed this to be aired. And listen closely to this.
The problem is basically that government wants to spend too much money. It's always been the same throughout history. Governments used to want to fund wars. Now, for all good, moral, decent humanitarian reasons, we want to fund health, welfare and education well beyond what the public will pay in taxes. After 15 years of studying these matters,
and by the way, this goes back to 2014, mind you,
and now having made it to the Treasury Committee, I'm ever more convinced that there is no way to change the present monetary order until the ideas behind it have been tested to destruction. And I do mean tested to destruction, and it's an extremely serious issue. But it will not change until it becomes apparent that the ideas behind the system are not tenable. We should welcome the Chancellor's recent interest in cryptocurrencies and making London a real centre of financial innovation. Imperfect and possibly doomed as it may be, Bitcoin shows us that peer-to-peer, non-state money is practical and effective. I've used it to buy an accessory for a camera, perfectly ordinary, legal product. It was easier to use than a credit card, and it showed me the price in pounds or any other currency I like. It is becoming possible for people to move away from state money. So what I would like to see is every obstacle to the creation of alternative currencies within the ordinary commercial law removed. We should expand the range of commodities and instruments related to those commodities which are treated like money, like gold, so exempt VAT and capital gains tax, and it should be possible to pay tax in those new monies. And we must not fall into the trap that the United States has fallen into of obstructing innovation. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we are in the midst of an unprecedented global experiment in monetary policy and debt. It is likely, as Philip Coggan set out, that this will result in a new global monetary order. Whether it will be for good or ill, I do not know. But as technology and debt advance, I am sure we should be ready for a transformation. Society has suffered too much already under the present monetary orthodoxy. Free enterprise should now be allowed to change it.
And yeah, that's basically exactly what is happening. We are seeing the technological advancements of crypto truly thriving, and we are seeing a spotlight put on crypto around the world, of course, minus, the United States. But also, it kind of takes me back to what we just recently seen. We just recently seen Israel ban cash payments over $4,400 on Monday. Yes, this did happen. The funny thing is that this was, of course, in support of their CBDC. We do see down here key takeaways. Beginning August 1st, Israel will ban cash for personal transactions over $4,400 and business transactions over $1,760. The country will impose fines between 15 and 30% of the relevant transaction value on those who violate the law. The law is meant to fight financial crime by promoting the use of digital payments, which are easier to monitor. Interesting. Now, of course, will you support this? I mean, to me personally, this looks like a full-on control of financial freedom. We do see down here other developments could also work towards this end. In June, the Bank of Israel announced that it would test the feasibility of a retail central bank digital currency later this year, with the results expected by the end of 2022. A CBDC, like other digital payments, would be easy to trace and monitor. Israel is just one of several nations that are developing and exploring CBDCs. France's central bank announced this month that is hoping to launch a wholesale CBDC, a digital currency for use between financial institutions, by 2023. Elsewhere in the United States, Federal Reserve Vice Chair Leo Brainerd has stated that the CBDC could take at least 5 years to create following congressional approval. And yes, we are seeing CBDCs being spotlighted, being moved towards. The issue here is, of course, going back to this video. We did see quite a bit of a quote, more so talking about how it could be an ill-perceived move, and we actually see like the United States being focused on in terms of like a trap to fall behind financially and stifle innovation. Now, we will move towards this new global monetary order, as they do say here, for good or ill, and it kind of looks like we are seeing a move towards stifling freedom around, of course, money transaction flows. And that is where we do see, again, things move towards, digital payments, which are easier to monitor and track and trace, which, again, I've always said, this is why I say, we should not be supporting a retail CBDC. We should actually be against a retail CBDC. We still want to have the freedom of utilizing fiat currency, or if you will, paper currency, because, again, I don't support the idea of every single transaction being tracked and traced. Now, this takes me to my next talk, which is, of course, on-demand liquidity. We've been talking about XRP for a while, and the reason why we talk about XRP and the reason why we talk about on-demand liquidity is because, of course, if we do move towards a CBDC system, which is inevitable in my opinion, I don't think that we have the opportunity to really kind of fight against a CBDC-driven, society. I think that we will most likely see wholesale CBDCs ushered in first, and then we will see the talks of a retail CBDC being ushered in. And again, we don't really have a say on what actually happens. If this is going to happen, it's going to happen with or without our support. And on-demand liquidity will be a key aspect. And the reason why I always say on-demand liquidity will be a key aspect is because we still need something to source liquidity for these digital assets or these digital currencies. And XRP is the perfect opportunity here for that. And listen closely to this, talk about XRP and on-demand liquidity in general.
XRP, which is not owned by Ripple. XRP is not Ripple. Ripple is not XRP. If you own a unit of XRP, it gives you no right, title, or interest to Ripple. If you want to own Ripple, go into the secondary market and you can buy some shares in Ripple and become an investor in Ripple. But what XRP does, and this is really what I think is fascinating, is when you combine XRP with RippleNet, the proprietary software solution, I think it does something really magical. It's really the secret sauce. It's liquidity on demand.
And it is. Liquidity on demand is such an underhyped aspect of the entire mechanism behind RippleNet with XRP. And I know that if you are in the XRP community, you've probably heard about on-demand liquidity or ODL for a very long time. But I just don't think that the crypto world, in regards to, outside of the XRP community, is truly prepared to even understand what on-demand liquidity actually would mean for the future financial system. Remember, I've always said that these CBDCs launching are still very inefficient without a liquidity source. If they are still going to utilize the, financial rails of yesterday in a, tomorrow financial system, we're still taking a step back. We're not, moving, forward in regards to a financial system. I do think that CBDCs are on their way. I think that these banks are preparing us for what is going to happen. And honestly, as we do look at the new monetary, world order, if you will, it is happening pretty quickly. I know that they say a 5-year time frame. They, say that it's delayed. It's delayed. It's not delayed. It will happen when you least expect it. Now, talking about on-demand liquidity, we actually do see over here from Anders, Bob Way on why Ripple holding so much XRP is critical in making XRP the global bridge currency. In the linked tweet, the patent mechanism to make this happen. Now ask yourself, are they waiting to implement this? He discovered it years ago. And here we actually do see down here as well. This is a quoted, little segment of the document. We will definitely break down the next major point around this down in, of course, the quoted tweet. But first, we do see here, it turns out the reason Ripple, the company, still has so much XRP is a happy accident. We do see down here the happy part of the accident is that, in my personal analysis, without the reserve of XRP to draw on, it would be impossible to force XRP into the position of a global bridge currency asset. So curiously, I think Ripple holding that much XRP is critical to XRP's success. It also means that other cryptocurrency systems that attempt to become a global bridge currency will fail for lack of the leverage necessary to displace existing bridge currencies. I've always said this around the XRP, escrow. A lot of people think that XRP having this 100 billion, supply is so bad. It's so inefficient. It's, extremely, inflated in terms of the tokens out there. It's not. All of this works by XRP being positioned to be the world reserve bridge currency. We do see down here Bob Way on the patent that would put XRP in the bridge asset position in perpetuity. He's claiming to have discovered the mechanism inside the company. We do see down here, but people that study the economics of the ecosystem are rightfully skeptical that any cryptocurrency could actually become a de facto bridge currency. If you try to write down the sequence of steps needed for that to happen, there are almost always significant logical or conceptual gaps in most cryptocurrency fan theories. We do see over here, I think I've discovered the last algorithm that RippleNet needs to drive XRP into bridge currency position and also to maintain it there in perpetuity. But that algorithm won't necessarily be the first one employed to help XRP along that path. There are other ad hoc ways that might be simpler to implement and more effective for the initial corridors that companies want to deploy. We do see over here, and yes, eventually other teams will realize that same issues Ripple realized 4 years ago. But I don't need to make a huge effort to speed them along in their understanding, so talking about it was a trade-off. But I hope a trade-off that was helpful to those on the site. And we do see down up here, I'm 100% certain you will hear skeptics, contend that XRP will never become a bridge currency because, yes, we always hear that. We always hear the arguments against XRP being a bridge currency. But the funny thing is that I would say that XRP is the actual only currency within this space to truly have the technology stack behind it to actually become a bridge currency. The on-demand liquidity source is such a huge position that XRP actually takes. Having the opportunity to source liquidity on demand is actually a pretty big moment in time technologically around finance because it's such a huge stifling issue that plagues the current financial system that nobody has yet been able to solve. So to have that patent on something like, on-demand liquidity is such a huge, monumental moment for Ripple. Actually, if you think about it, they will reference math you don't understand, and they will sound very convincing. Some will also try and convince you that the same is true for all cryptocurrencies, that XRP is no different. I just thought people here in this forum deserved enough information to know better. It is you that are going to be needed with the firehouse when these flame wars crop up. And yes, we are seeing a major shift happening around XRP. I've actually seen it happening first off with, of course, the SEC lawsuit. I think that initially on the lawsuit was invoked to not only stifle and slow down Ripple's developments, but also it was used to have the United States try to implement their own on-demand liquidity source, but I don't believe that is actually occurring. And of course, you could call me, a conspiracy theory, if you will, around that, or theorist, if you will. But I honestly think that the power behind this mechanism is huge. We do see up here, the primary reason for talking about my mechanism is to convince everyone that at least one mechanism exists that could drive XRP into a prime position as a bridge currency. Now, lots of people in the cryptocurrency space presume that is true. They also presume that their favorite cryptocurrency is going to become a bridge just because it is awesome and had X special feature that other currencies don't have. Again, when you look at a lot of these, cryptocurrencies, I think that, a lot of people think that, Bitcoin initially on was going to solve all the issues that plague the legacy systems. But it's funny, right? Because like you actually don't, when you look at like the technology stack around like a lot of these projects, you actually don't have anything fundamental that's groundbreaking to the current financial system, like XRP actually is. See, that's like the number one reason why I've always talked about XRP on this channel. It's not because I think that XRP can hit a certain price. It's not because I like XRP or I like what Ripple has been doing. It's because the technology stack behind XRP is so unique to its actual own use case potential. Like the potential around XRP is extremely diverse in its own way because it's actually solving a pretty large problem. And that problem is on-demand liquidity. Like liquidity itself globally is a very, very large issue. It's a very big problem that plagues every single system. We've seen this with 2008. Liquidity crises, started to ramp up around 2008, which caused a lot of these banks to, have issues systemically. And I do believe that we will see that happen yet again. In fact, we've already seen a lot of banks having some issues with liquidity. So I do think that XRP is in its prime position to be a liquidity bridge. Of course, yes, is this, speculation? Until things do happen, yeah, I will say it is speculation. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts on XRP being the bridge currency. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this beautiful world, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.